Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of this Fiat Ducato camper conversion series. Now, in the last episode it was about the roof. I believe I might be getting these episodes back to front or wrong way around, but anyway, this lovely stained cladded ceiling, which I'm really pleased with. That was the last video, I think. And in order to be able to install this at the back here, I had to do some carpeting along here, which is that stretch carpet. I've never used it before that. But you can see why people use it, because it covers a multitude of sins, it tidies it all up, it looks really nice. Now there's a few, I don't really like the whole carpeting everything in a camper van. That's not my preference. I prefer to have a lot of natural wood and stuff. I like that kind of cabiny kind of feel. But there is always there's always trim, little bits and pieces of metal that can be left exposed if you don't cover them up. So I'll show you what I've done on the opposite side of the van here. Above the sliding door is always, around the sliding door is always quite tricky. So there's going to be another length of cladding to cover over this. But before I could put that piece of cladding up, I had to carpet all this. Now it's great because you can tuck it all around the door seal. And then these pieces here are usually covered in usually exposed metal, unless you can find a way to cover them up. So covering them like this is what I'm doing in the back. This is the bedroom area back here. So this is the head or the foot of the bed. So I wanted it to be nice and soft and comfy. Also the insulation on the head and the foot of the bed, the insulation was minimal. It has sound deadening and then this closed cell foam super liner, it's called, from Dodo. If you haven't seen the insulation videos, go and click on that card up there, watch the insulation videos. So yeah, the insulation on the head and the foot of the bed are minimal to give you a widthways bed. So from panel to panel, sheet metal to sheet metal, it was 6'9" back here. But then I had maybe a centimetre of this foam and then another centimetre of 5mm ply covered in carpet. So it'll be interesting to find out. It's going to be as wide a bed as possible you can get in a Fiat Ducato. But yeah, the reason I did it minimal insulation is so I can have a widthways bed, which saves you so much space in the van if you don't have to have a lengthways fixed bed. Fixed bed are all the rage, I understand that. I've got that in my other van. It's so much easier than making your bed up every night and having to put your bed away, you know, to start the day. So widthways bed. But yeah, I think that looks really smart over there, but I'm very pleased with that. And now I've practiced on this side, I can do this side and show you how we did it. We started out doing all the edges, and then I covered a piece of ply and stuck that on there. we go, that's that one. That's that insert done. I just need to do all the framework. Just need to do all the metal, all the edges, before that can go in. any creases you see are hidden. So I've done this pillar here. So the cladding, there's going to be cladding at the top here, which comes to here. These creases are going to be covered with cladding also. It's up to here. So I've just covered most of the pillar and worked it around this edge here where the window is going to go. So all the bits that are going to be visible are looking okay and quite smooth. But yeah, it's quite fiddly stuff. But a little tip, if you get spray glue on the carpet, on the bit of carpet that you're going to see, like here, just use scissors and just cut the very tops of that bit of carpet off. It was all the way over here, and now it's not visible. So yeah, just trim it with scissors. That's a little tip. So yeah, quite fiddly. I was going to try and do this whole section in one piece of carpet and then just cut out the middle. I found it easier to just have a few joins. Just do the 4 surrounds of that square. Try and make the joins as neat as possible. And then my insert, which is covered in carpet, tidies up, you know, the front face. When I've finished, it will look nice. I'm being pessimistic, but it looks quite nice. It will look nice. This side looks quite smart. So as soon as the cladding's at the top there, and the bed, and it's all finished, you know, it will look nice. It will look good. Right, I've done all of the surround to that bit. Now it's just a case of fixing this piece in. Oop, stay. And for that, what I use is these. These are from B&Q. Hoop and loop tape, they call it, but yeah, they're just big Velcro pads. And I use 3 of these. They're 20 centimeters by 10 centimeters, and I just put 3 of them on the back of this board. And that one over there has stayed. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do now. Okay, so before anyone says anything, I know that these cross members for this bed are stronger on the edge, but I don't want to come up any higher. I'm going to have 3 of them, and then slats going this way. And I'm going to have on the front here, I'm going to have a little door, so I'm going to have 2 uprights in the middle there, so this front edge where you're jumping onto the bed, that's supported in the middle as well. You can see the angle there that I've had to cut. So I'll be fixing this wood into that wood. But yeah, a lot of the weight will be onto this. There will be some weight on the wood, but yeah, no, it's on the metal as well. So yeah, I'm going to make another couple of these. And then I've got some slats, which is what I'm using. This stuff here is what I'm using for slats. I think it's like 3x1. It should be a very sturdy bed. There you go, that's the cross members for the bed. Show you this. I haven't screwed them down yet. But the slats are coming from this edge, and they're going to overhang. They're going to overhang that one, so it goes. So they go up to the door or the rubber seal. So they're going to overhang by half a foot, something like that, which makes this bed a 4-foot bed, which is a small double in the UK. Once the slats are on and the foam, it will spread the weight and it'll be absolutely fine. I know they'd be stronger on their edge, but I don't want to come up too high. And once I've got my slats, which is 1 inch, and then 4 inches of foam, so it's coming up by another 5 inches, so yeah, I don't want to go an extra inch or 2 higher than that. So that looks great. Happy with that so far? Okay, hello. It's been a couple of days since I've done some work. I just went to B&Q and I bought some more wood for the slats. First things I'm going to do though is I'm going to do 2 uprights. 2 uprights with the same stuff I did the cross members with. 2 uprights at the front here. They will be either side of the door frame. So they'll support the door and they'll support this first batten when you're jumping in and out of the bed. So I've got to find the central point. It's probably going to be very close to the wheel arch to wheel arch, but I may just do it from the van metal work here to over there. So I find the center point and then I figure out how wide my door is going to be and use that. Once I've done that, then I'll do the slats. Now I'm going to find a nice piece of live edge wood or wavy piece of natural wood to go to be the showing face of either side of the bed, the back and the front. Should go along and hopefully we get a nice little wavy piece for it, you know. Now this is a lower bed than what's in my Iveco, so it's not going to be so much as a doorway into the garage as an access point. All the electrics and the fuses are going to be in here, so if, for instance, if the fuse blows in the middle of the night and you don't want to go out the van to the back of the garage, you can just get in here, crawl in and change a fuse and then crawl back. But so I think I'm probably going to do like 40 mil as a door. I think I did 50 in my van, my other van. So I don't want to interfere with the kitchen unit and the sofa. Maybe I can do 50 mil. So I found the center point on the floor, and then I found the center point from here to here, which is there, and I've measured 25 centimeters from the center point either side, so it gives me a 50 millimeter door. Just double check that that's central, and then I can cut some uprights. So I've cut them pieces. Now to fix it in, I'm going to screw from the top up here, get 2 screws in there, and I'll do some pocket hole jigs on the outside edges, screw them into the floor. If you've never used a pocket hole jig before, they're amazing. First of all, we've got to set these to the correct depth of this timber, which is 3.5, 35 mil. .35 will do. And I don't know if you can see, you've got measurements here and a little arrow. You probably won't be able to see that. Clamp it onto here. And this is the drill bit, and you have to set this depth marker according to the same measurements on here, which it is. Put that in the drill. and then you can use screws, screw it straight at the end here, come into the floor. So the same with this one. Alright, I've drilled and countersunk some holes at the top here. Just going to put a clamp on here to hold it exactly where I want it. Nice big long screws. Now I think I'll buy at some point very soon a big square, so you can get this bottom of this leg perfectly square. But I think I'm just going to have to measure off of these wheel arches. It looks off to me because of all this wood I got sat here, but yeah, that's all perfectly central. That measurement is the same as this measurement. By the way, I cut a piece of wood, this little piece of wood there, I cut that the exact same length as this top measurement, and I just sat it temporarily between these 2 feet, so I know that these are the same as these. So yeah, that's a perfectly 50 centimeter wide door for the garage access. Yeah, and these measurements here and here are the same as here to here. With the slats, just doing the usual trick of putting them, putting them another slats distance apart from each other. That's how I'm doing these. What I'm doing is countersinking and screwing. Alright, something to point out. Now I'm trying to go for a floating bed in this van, like I've done in my van, where there's no support, no upright supports in the middle underneath. Obviously I got supports at the front here, which is for the door frame and, you know, the initial jumping up and down of the bed. You know, there's a bit of weight on this front one. In my other van I did it absolutely fine. My bed is solid in the Iveco, but I think I may have used slightly thicker cross members. I'm not sure, can't remember now. I'll have to look through my old videos. So there is a possibility I may have to put one upright in the center on the back rafter, you know. But I'll get some foam, I'll jump up and down on it, I'll get my wife to lay on it so I can see if it, you know, how much it moves, bends, if anything. But once the foam's on, which spreads the weight even further, and once I've fixed all these slats onto this middle rafter, that spread the weight in the middle. The overhang at the back, those slats at the overhang, I have a plan for that. It's going to be, I'm going to fit a nice piece of wood to the back of that. So I'm going for a floating bed other than these front 2 supports, upright supports. If it doesn't work out, then yeah, I'll just put one center support in the far rafter over there. But we'll see how that goes. I may leave this video here. I'm not sure how long this video is, but that's how I built my bed frame. Now I know from my build on my Iveco that building a bed frame, the video did quite well. So I guess a lot of people wonder how they can make a bed. So that's how I've made my bed for now. I've given you that pointer, possibly an upright support at the back, but that's how I made my bed. If you like that video, got anything out of it, hit that thumbs up button, subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you in next week's video. Alright, bye bye.